What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And just a sidebar, Taurus, when I'm recording this, is the moon's in Taurus right now, so I'm just like, I'm really in your energy. And, oh, and this, I was like, what else are we doing? Because, also, Taurus, this is your general energy weekly spread. Yeah, that was, see, that's what happens when I go off script, Taurus. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, and this is not normal. Well, and this is not general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. You can leave the shenanigans with me. And never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space is being cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? I just got done doing their reading. And in case y'all were curious, the decks I'm working with. Thank you. I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Taurus. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, so maybe I think you would like them as well, Taurus. Very intuitive group. I enjoy them. But let's talk about your first card here, because you got the 9th card of Libras here, and you and Libra share a ruler, good old Venus, which is the chocolate card. These always look really good, Taurus. But with this is a card of satisfaction, perfection, love, romance, treating yourself, sweet, rich, smooth, splurge, aphrodisiac, the good stuff, fine dining, do things right, celebration, and elevated mood. And energy that's coming through here is splurge, Taurus. And I feel like maybe for some, there's a need to maybe kind of treat yourself, Taurus. And because sometimes I feel that, where yes, I feel like, there is we want to be responsible, Taurus. But I do feel like that there is a balance with that. Because if we're always worried about, like, that sense of that there will never be enough, or that we live in that almost like it almost puts you in the state of lack. Because if we get to this place where we're just like, we're like going to get like your haircut, or buying yourself like let's say we got just need a new updated wardrobe or something. If we see that as splurging, I feel that it, I don't know, it kind of looks, it almost feels like it almost comes across as like a forcing, or like it's an obligation or something, whereas it's supposed to more of like a want. You want to feel in your best, feeling that Empress energy. Because I am getting almost like a negative connotation here, like when we think about the idea of like more so kind of like treating ourselves. It feels like, it does feel like a splurge, where it is more so, I don't know, Taurus. I'm just kind of looking at these chocolates, and it's just like, it's it is one thing I do feel like, again, like it's just like there's a difference between like sort of this sort of like kind of impulsive, or maybe kind of mindless sort of like just grabbing of things. But if it's like, I'm feeling like, something a little decadent, like I'm gonna maybe have this, I'm gonna say this for like a special evening, I'm gonna call this time off. And I feel like if we set, instead of looking at a splurging, it's like we're setting ourselves up for like Empress days, like we're really going to relax and have some guilt-free. We're not gonna think about how much it costs. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, Taurus, but I don't think I ever finished it. But this show, Parks and Recreation, there's this scene, I can't remember the name of the two characters offhand, but they had a treat yourself day, and it was one of those, it didn't matter the excuses, like you want it, and then the other person would be like, treat yourself. And then like doing something like that. And I feel like that would really kind of bring you in this state of balance. It's like we're just trying to find that line, Taurus, and I feel that maybe for some, maybe we've been kind of on the extreme end of maybe either one, and it's just like trying to bring this more into harmony here, Taurus. But let's get some tarot and get some details on this. If there's one of your cards, Taurus, I'm with it. Alright, Taurus. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there's your opposite sign. Alright. That's a statement. So you have the Scorpio. So you have the Seven of Swords, the Princess of Wands, the Prince of Discs, the Death card, and then the Universe card. And I feel like with this energy, for some of you, it almost feels like that there is this, like there's this, it's either an energy of like it's like we're telling ourselves that it's like we don't deserve, or like we don't need to treat ourselves so much because we have to think about like, and where yes we have like the bills and things and responsibilities and stuff, but it's like again the state of extremes. And it's, I feel like with the Seven of Swords, if we keep going at that, it is going to reach some sort of breaking point here, you know, like where, because I feel like honestly, like how the Princess of Wands and the Prince of Discs kind of came up here. The Princess of Wands are the pages, and the princes are the knights. It feels that there is, you can still have this fun, but while again still being responsible or something along those lines. If we've been having it's like we've been maybe struggling with this balance. You know, we know that something needs to change, maybe on either end. You know, but it's like we're having troubles. There's a we're kind of caught in this cycle. It's like maybe we'll be, let's say like more so on the overindulgence. You know, maybe it's like we'll be good for like a spell, but then we'll have one and then just go ham. You know what I mean? It's like where, oh no, I won't buy chocolates for a while, and then you buy yourself one. It's like, that was so good. Let me just get like one more. Let me just make a trip. You know, and then it becomes a thing. Or maybe this could even be where. I'm getting this energy too of just like it's like for some, I feel like on that more kind of the overindulging possibly type of that. I'm almost getting an energy of like the line is that I don't splurge often enough, or I don't, but I do feel like there's something here about getting some. It feels like maybe this game plan of maybe like how we've been trying to establish this balance here maybe needs a little more structure. I feel with the Prince of Disc being here, because maybe this is something that has just been sort of like a thought, and where that's cool, but I feel like it's just more so like maybe getting like a game plan. Maybe it's like, well, instead of like cutting this thing out completely, let's say if sweets is the thing, you know, it's like, okay, let's, depending on how often we do it, it's just like, let's cut one day back, and then let's do that for a little bit, then cut another day back, and do along those lines. And even on the other end, it could be, you know, where we don't treat ourselves, by yourself, you know, little treat, you know, do that maybe once a week, and just to see how that just shifts the energy, and how that even changes things, and how it kind of can change up your, let me get a little bit more with this Prince of Disc here, Taurus. Thank you. See what else we got here, Taurus. Interesting. All right, so you have the Prince of Disc is clarified by the Moon and the Eight of Disc, and it feels like that something has been. There may be a certain thing that has like a certain habit, whether again deprivation or overindulgence, that has become like a norm here, and I feel like we've gotten caught, possibly for some, in this sort of like illusory state that everything, and it's not that there's something wrong per se, but it's just like maybe if we've been feeling like either low energy or just even low self-esteem or something along those lines, that there is, I feel like there's a need to really kind of find the source of this thing and really kind of, in a sense, considering that you got the Seven of Swords with the moon, I feel like there's a real kind of like a real almost kind of blunt honesty of just like, okay, this thing has, maybe some sort of thing has gotten out of hand here. How can I adjust this back to normal? Get to where this things get, I don't know, just things get back online. Because with the Prince of Disc in this deck, he's the type that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And listen, and there's nothing wrong with failing, but it's just it's the when we miss the wisdom, the prudence that comes from this Taurus, then that's how the lessons keep repeating themselves, and then we end up in this cycle. It's one of those things too, Taurus. It's like, I know you know this, but there are certain things that are trickier to get eyes on than most. Like when it's really kind of ingrained, it's just something to pay attention to, Taurus. Very interesting. Let's get another oracle on this. Thank you. Okay, Taurus. Oh, then here's Scorpio. A little more Scorpio energy. So you got the third card of Scorpios here, which is the Friends card. And with this card, this is a card of friendship, group, soul tribe, third person, contact, relate, network, show up, hang out, meet in person, social media, interpersonal relationships, togetherness, and friendliness. And energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is the network. And I feel like for some, that if we kind of to piggyback off that splurge again, if we have noticed, and I feel like more so if we've been kind of overindulging, and maybe if it's kind of becoming a thing, however that may be looking, that maybe it's like networking with other people to figure out how they may have overcome it, what tools they may have gotten from this thing, what kind of routines they may have gotten, and to kind of help move this energy along. And that's one energy there. But I'm also kind of getting for some others that there may be a need to maybe change either. This could be considering we got friends here, this could be maybe the friend group that we're hanging around, because maybe that's what could be leading to this energy, or maybe there's a certain situation that, maybe maybe there's a certain situation that we're maybe kind of stuck in at the moment, and maybe there's a need to kind of network or kind of reach out or something along those lines to kind of help get things moving along here. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details for us. Taurus. Oh, interesting, Taurus. All right, so let's have a little chit chat about that. Because before we get into this, Taurus, so you got all the water signs here: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The Chariot, Death card, and the Moon card. And I feel that there's something here with, because water energy deals with that emotional side of things, Taurus, and that intuitive energy, that and I feel that maybe there's something where, I don't know, it's like we may not be dealing with something, or there's something that we maybe either kind of been putting off or pushing down, or because let's get into your tarot, because you have the Chariot, the Eon card, which is the Judgment card, the Nine of Wands, and then the Nine of Swords. And it feels like with this combination of the nines here, that we've maybe been, I don't, it's like we've been kind of stuck in this mindset maybe for a little while. Maybe we haven't been, maybe there's been something where for some, the people we've been networking with or been even just been in our social circle has been either not, maybe not supportive of whatever we're doing, or maybe they're just, there's this sort of toxic or maybe even kind of criticizing energy or something that has been just really damaging type of energy that's kind of coming through here, Taurus. And it's like it's something that we've been, I don't know, it's like we've been trying to push through this thing or push through this thing, but considering that you got one of Scorpio's rulers here, the Judgment card, Pluto. I'm talking about Saturn and Pisces here in a second too. That I do feel there is in order to get it's like in order to get this energy of closure or something along those lines, to start putting this, I don't know, it's like to really start addressing this thing. I think I'm gonna get a little bit more with the, let me get a little bit more with the Eon card. So the Eon card is clarified by the Ten of Wands and then the Six of Cups here. And it feels like that if there's something that we're not dealing with, Taurus, that because the Six of Cups can be a card of pleasure, you know, a card of in this deck. And it feels that if we're not mindful of those types of energies, you know, that as far as like, because right, you know, we're right after the Six of Cups is the Seven of Cups, so we're getting into interesting territories, and that's, it's like a prelude to a devil moment here. And I feel that there's something that has I don't know. I feel like that the reason this thing may be happening again, because there's some sort of force here that's keeping us from growing. Some sort of, whatever this is that we may be either avoiding or just even having trouble dealing with. You know, when we think about it, just the energy gets, it just kind of stagnates in a way. Like, and yeah, there may be a need for some to just really kind of change maybe the group that we're around, or because even the Six of Cups too can be a card of sharing and in memories and things. And I feel maybe there's like a past group or something, or a past experience. It's but something here that's trying to lead to this more sort of transformative energy, or this sense of something that's needing to be dealt with, Taurus. I think I'm gonna move out of that, but yeah, I think I'm gonna move out of that, Taurus. I hope that makes sense. All right, but let's get your last card. All right, Taurus, last little bit here. All right, so you got the second card of Cancers here, which is a telephone card. I need to make a call here, Taurus, because this is a card of connection, communication, conversation, getting through, two-way street, message, vocal, loud and clear, reaching out, notification, throat chakra, inner voice, and rings a bell. The energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is the connection part of this. And I feel there is, just thinking too, just when we were talking about with the Six of Cups, maybe I feel like there's something where, for some, just like a need to maybe connect with the past and kind of see because there's something here about something that's not feeling like it's being that's gotten its full attention, that's really gotten that's been one of those things that we keep, that stays in like the back of our minds. We've pushed it down enough, but it's still, every now and again there's something that I feel kind of triggers something, or that gets you, and then we just have this reaction where it's like, oh, there's that thing coming up, here's how. It's a coping mechanism, but it doesn't feel like it's really assuaging the thing. I feel like it's more so kind of like just suppressing it, or and I do feel like for some I am kind of feeling for some others too, that there is this energy of who we're connecting with, as far as like, like what kind of groups. And have we been even kind of feeling any sort of like connections with others? Maybe there hasn't been. Maybe things have been feeling a little superficial or something along those lines, and we want something with a little more emotion, a little more depth, something that leads to this transformative energy, that leads to where we're embarking on the unknown, and we're sharing in our victories, where we're there to support when we're going through tough changes, and when we're having trouble. Let's get the tarot on this, Taurus. All right, Taurus. Last little bit here. Interesting. Oh, there you are. I love it. Ooh, and another one of your cards, Taurus. All right, so you have a lot of Earth energy here. I love it. So you have the Hierophant, the King of Disc, the Six of Disc, the Six of Swords, and then Papa Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune here, Taurus. And let's switch back over. Because I feel like with this energy popping up here, this to me is very abundant type of energy that's coming through here with your Six of Disc. It's like, but I feel like in order to really kind of tap into that, it's really paying attention to if we're getting what we're putting in situations. I don't know, there's this, it's like there's this energy of paying attention to how other, like, for some it's like how we're connecting with others, if there's, it's just like, is there that polarity there? I feel like, because with you and Scorpio being here, those polar opposites, it's just like, do we have situations or people that keep us, oh, I'm still putting it down here, Taurus. It's like people or situations that keep us stuck in a situation, or And if they do, this feels with the Six of Swords being here, it's just like, how do we move on from that? You know, where... And how do we move on from that? I even feel too that there's this energy of with the Six of Swords here. There's this understanding that maybe that's coming here as we start to like break down the mechanics of how either you've been operating as of late, just kind of think with that splurge, or maybe even how the groups again we're connecting with, or let me get a little bit more on the Wheel of Fortune here, but this, you know, there is a strong question of just like the stability, you know, and I feel like a lot of learning that's coming with the Hierophant. But let me get a little bit more on the Wheel of Fortune here, because you know, and that's interesting too. Now I think about that, Jupiter is in your sign right now, Taurus, and it's forming these conjunctions, and you know, it's thinking about that long-term stability and thinking about where we can improve on our esteem. You know, what areas do feel rocky and what we can. Interesting. So the Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ace of Swords and then the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands for me is kind of like a checkpoint card for me. You know, it's like it's just seeing how things have been up until this point. You know, and have some things come to run their course. You know, are we at this state of completion here where we may need to close again some chapters on some things, or I'm just getting like really a strong kind of energy of just like evaluation with the Ace of Swords. It's like it's like really kind of paying attention to maybe how your thoughts are when it comes to certain things, and but I do feel like with the Ace of Swords too, it is just because you got all that water energy with all three of the water signs showing up. It's like it's taking those feelings, and I feel like really kind of establishing what we really think about what we may be experiencing, or there's even just like with that, like even that connection, maybe there's just like a stronger connection with you, Taurus, and like really like I hope that made sense, Taurus. I think I'm gonna leave that there. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. Very, very fascinating, Taurus. And share this if you know someone who may be, I don't know, it's the energy is very just something just feels a little off, you know, or and it's, I wish I could put my finger on it, Taurus, but something, if you're feeling that too, Taurus, and from another person, share that, and then subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release these videos each week. And then lastly, Taurus, you and Libra getting the hottest ticket to come over to my other channel. Not that you need the ticket, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the charity then, friends, because you know, Taurus, talking about that. Oh, Taurus, how funny too. The Six of Disc is the Moon in Taurus. That took me a second, but you know, when the Moon's is in Taurus, you know, the Moon's exalted in your sign. It's after Cancer, you know, the Moon loves kicking it with you, you know, and your ruler's got a good with Cancer. We got a tight bond there, Taurus. So come on over, even if you don't have any Cancer. We'll still kick it with you anyway. I talk about lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. Another housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. Interesting. So I can get you out of here, Taurus. So you got the Hermit here, and that's what this feels like. There feels like there's something that's like that. There's hidden. There's something that needs to be made, a connection, or make a connection with something within. And it's like it's more so about like either like the people that we're around, or the things that we made, these maybe like impulses that we may have, or something along those lines. But let me get your oracle card, because it's very interesting. right, cool. Higher self's been very generous. Been giving out 2 cards here, Taurus. But, and that's interesting. So you have the fire card in reverse, and then you have the renew card upright. And I do feel that, especially since you got the death card here too, and the judgment card, you know, a lot of energies of like renewal and rebirth and transformation and things, but I don't. It feels like the fire is missing there. That there's something that is preventing this really from taking action. And you know, just even thinking with the Hierophant in this deck, they mentioned that he moves like 1 step every 10,000 or some odd years, and it's just like it feels that we may be kind of. I feel like we're maybe it's like we're ignoring something, or there's a change that's like something that's trying to get come to a close here, because they even got a lot of cyclical cards too. Just it's very interesting, Taurus, but yeah, just definitely when you get some time, kind of, if any of this resonated with you, just kind of take a moment, ruminate on this, and figure out what next steps are doing. You know, the Chariot's been giving me just shadow work vibes is what's coming through there whenever I look at it. So it's very interesting energy that's going on here, Taurus. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there. Networking and you know people you connect with, and I don't feel like there's any kind of danger or anything towards, but just being mindful and if how we may either not treat ourselves too much, you know, whatever that's like, finding that balance, Taurus. And I will catch you on the next one later. Oh wait, and raise your vibration through the roof. Crap, Taurus, I almost forgot. Didn't I tell you to raise your vibration? Raise your vibration through the roof. Especially if you haven't been treating yourself. Absolutely, Taurus. And now I'll catch you. Look at you trying to not treat yourself, Taurus. I see you on the next one. Later.